Hey, my name is Jeb, and welcome to the Lazy Plant Corner. Getting right into things today, I'm very excited. I have...
Boogie. Sorry, I ruined it. I just didn't realize I walked into it and I just had to.
I'm gonna leave that in then.
No!
Getting right into it, I'm really excited because I have a package to open. I'll put a black square over it. I know what this is, but I'm gonna not say what it is, and we're just gonna open it and see what it is, because maybe it's something different. Maybe I'm tricked. Maybe I'm gonna get tricked. Here we go. Oh, brothers. Yeah! Oh, I'm so excited. This is a planting mat. Let's open it all the way. So I can repot indoors. It's a little tarp. Actually, it's pretty big. Pretty good size. And I'm gonna put it together and then we'll see how it looks. It's all together now. And it's in a little box shape. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can kind of see. And let's repot some stuff. Now that I can repot inside with ease, let's repot some plants that are well in need of repotting. My whole winter, I was saving these plants because I was just gonna do it in the spring, because you're not supposed to repot plants in the winter or whatever. Well, I've learned that you can, so we're gonna repot some plants today. Hallelujah. Okay, so I have 3 plants here that I'm going to be repotting, and this is going to act kind of like a review for this person's Etsy shop, but I'm already really impressed. I already really like this product, so there's not really much to say about it other than I hope it's functional, which I think it will be. It's going to catch the dirt. So I'm repotting 3 plants: Homolomina Emerald Gem, Begonia Medora, Maranta Lucanora Corchoviana, and this is also variegated. And the reason I'm repotting these 3 is that these 2 are still in their soil from the nursery, and it's crappy soil, and this one is living in water because it was dying. And I've been trying to save it, and I don't really know what's going on with it, to be honest. I'm gonna keep trying, but I might not get anywhere with it. I've got my handy dandy soil mixture, and I made this, I don't think I made this on video, but this is dirt, orchid mix, and perlite, or soil, orchid mix, and perlite, and let's just freaking get into it. Let's get at her. So I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna start with the Homolomina Emerald Gem. I'm gonna repot it in a terracotta pot like this. Oh, I already love this mat. This is so easy, so nice. What do we want to talk about while we're repotting here? I feel like this is a good chance to just catch up. Oh, I know. I'll just tell you things that have been going on in my life. What's easier to talk about than yourself? Nothing. So here's the dealio. Okay, also the roots on this boy, they look dang. You know what? Fuck, I'll just even come and show you, because they look so nice. They're really wet, obviously, because they've been in the water. Nice root system. Thick roots. Okay, so here's what's been going on. So I was supposed to start school on Monday. It's Thursday. And I was excited to start school. I was nervous to start school, of course, because I haven't been in school in a few years, and it's just, a new experience. But overall, I was excited. And then last Thursday, exactly a week ago today, I got an email from my college, and they were like, hey, just wanted to let you know that we're canceling your semester. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I was like, oh, well, that's a little bit more than an inconvenience. there, pal. I don't really appreciate only being told 3 weeks before the start of semester. But nonetheless, you know, it just is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. So now I'm not going to school until May. And in the meantime, I got a new frickin' job. So that's pretty sweet. This is done already. This was so fast. I'm really hoping the terracotta helps this one because this is a plant that likes to stay moist, but like if it stays wet, it gets rot. And it's not rot, but the leaves have got some weird thing going on with them. I don't even know what's going on with this plant, but here's to hoping that the terracotta saves this baby. I'll put a little pinch more in here. Okay, one and done. So I got a new job, and that's really exciting. I can't really tell you like what I'm doing, but I'm a harm reduction worker now, and that's amazing because that's what I want to do, and I'm very excited to start. Whoa. I'm very excited to start, and it's gonna be a good placeholder. Instead of going to school, I'm gonna start a new job, and I'm honestly pretty hyped about it. But there's all sorts of like paperwork stuff that has to come back before I get to start. So, okay, the roots on this one are not as established as I thought they were. So I'm actually gonna go get a different pot because this one is gonna be way too big for these guys. And I really like these black pots that I've got, but I am nervous about them because they retain like a ton of moisture. So I'm just gonna separate these guys. The dirt in this one wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was. These are two separate plants. Also, I can tell that because one of them is variegated and one of them is not. This is the variegated one. This is the not variegated one. But these roots are in good shape actually. They're small roots, but they're not looking bad at all. So I'm not too worried about potting these ones. And this boy is, oh, he's putting out a new leaf. Wow. He's got one leaf unfurling right now and another one on the way. And I didn't know that the second one that was on the way was on the way. So that's exciting. Okay, I've got that all separated. I'm gonna go get another pot. DRB. I have this other, it's similar to the last one that I had, but it's just a black pot with a built-in tray. Unfortunately, a piece of this broke when I was cleaning it out from it being on the patio, and that kind of sucks, but I think I can pretty easily glue it back, or I might just like leave it off. Honestly, I'm not too bothered by it, but it broke. So I'm gonna use this, and this should be a good size for my Maranta, and I'm not too worried about like, see, I had the Homolomina Emerald Gem potted in one of these black pots, and then it started to really yellow, and I noticed that the soil was hanging on to a lot of moisture, and I think that's because the pot is black, but I'm not entirely sure. And regardless, like, you know, it shouldn't really matter. Like some plants like that, so it should be okay. Obviously they wouldn't make pots black if it was bad for plants, but I'm just gonna fill this up and then poke some holes in it and pot my Maranta babies in here. And this is a nice chunky soil, lots of perlite and orchid bark, and not that Marantas need super chunky soil, but they do well with a good soil. So, and the orchid bark will retain a little bit of the moisture, which is really nice. So I'm just packing them in here. I really like this pot actually because I could put them like right in the middle. I also really like the square look. I didn't think I'd be super into the square look. I'm a terracotta person, if you didn't know. I pot pretty much everything in terracotta because I like that it wicks moisture away, and it's just freaking easy to plant in terracotta. It just is. Thought I noticed some thrips damage, which would have been bad. Okay. Plant number 2, potted. This looks really good. I really like the way this looks actually. The black is very chic. Okay, success. And now let's move on to the third one. My Homomina Medora. How are the roots doing on this one? I don't see any roots coming out the bottom, but we'll see when we take it off here. Okay, so we've got some very fragile roots. I debated on repotting this one because I just watered it, so the soil is really moist, and I was like, should I wait till it dries out to repot it? But I just watered most of my plants, so there weren't very many that I could repot anyways. I'm actually not gonna, I'm just gonna kind of scrape away the top portion of the soil and a little bit from the sides, but I'm not gonna detach, like I don't want to pull all of these apart because I want them to keep their structure. So I'm just gonna loosen it up a bit. See, the side one is already coming out there, so I want to keep that together. The roots do look pretty good, but they're fine. Oh my god, they are so fine. Like, they're so hard to see. They should be okay though. Okay, so I've got it in a little dirt ball, which is okay. You can see the roots coming down from the bottom there. I'm just gonna prop this on the side, move all my dirt over. This is obviously not a good activity to get into if you don't like dirty hands. I know Becca from Becca De La Plants talks about that, how she doesn't like getting her hands dirty. And I think that's just so funny because like, it's kind of inevitable in gardening. Like it's a dirty sport, but it's not a big deal. You can just wash your hands. I'm just trying to get a sticker off the pot here because it still has the barcode on it. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to be using this. This has a different name than terracotta, but it's like a gray terracotta pot. I don't know how to describe it. This was on sale because it has this stain right here, so this was pretty cheap. I don't even remember. Like, these pots are already so cheap. I don't even remember how spraying. I don't know. This terracotta is made in Italy, and these ones are made in Germany, which is interesting. Okay, so just gonna fill up the bottom again once more. I know I started rambling about my life and then just completely fell off doing that, but I don't really have anything to say. Like, my life is chaotic. I'm very stressed. Outside of that, there's not much to say. I mean, I just gotta keep moving on. Okay, popping. Oh, that looks so nice. I love the way that looks. Oh my goodness. I've had the nursery pot sitting in this as just like a catch pot forever, but it looks so good actually potted in here. Also, this is one of my easiest going plants. Like, I stray away from begonias because I don't really like them, but I love the way this one looks, and I love how easy it is to take care of it. If it's thirsty, the stems bend over. If it's not, it just lives. It puts out new growth all the time. It's a great plant. It's low light. It loves being in like a little low light area of my house. So, highly recommend the Begonia Medora if you don't like begonias, but you want a begonia. That wasn't even it for me either. I didn't like want a begonia and just go out and like search for one. I just happened to be at a nursery one day and I saw this one and I was like, oh damn, that's cute. It was also cheap. It was a $6 plant. I think it was $6, $5 or $6. And it was big too. Like, it was pretty much this size when I got it. Like, it's put out new growth, but it was still pretty tall. Okay, I think that this one is packed in here. Looks pretty good. I don't think it needs a whole lot more. It looks pretty sturdy, and it had that like dirt ball in there, so should be pretty good. Okay, cool. So we got this. I'll just line them up this side. This. And this. That's our repotting for the day. and honestly feels pretty good. I love repotting. It's really like therapeutic activity. I really enjoy just working with my hands and giving the babies some love. And now I'll put them back in their spots and hope that they enjoy the love. And if they don't, well then we're gonna have a mighty big problem on our hands. Just kidding, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these do. I don't know that much about like, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about, okay, so winter, like people say you're not supposed to repot plants in the winter. And this is true because introducing plants to extremely cold or hot temperatures can shock them and create damage. So I agree in the sense that like if you live in an area where it's like a snowstorm and it's below freezing outside, you probably shouldn't take plants outside to repot them. Also, if a plant is dormant, you probably shouldn't repot it either. You should just let it be dormant and let it rest. But for plants that you keep inside where it's warm, there's really no problem in potting them inside, especially if they're continually putting out new growth, because we kind of trick plants collecting them. You know, a lot of these plants are from tropical places where the winter season isn't like my winter season, for example, in the Pacific Northwest. It gets very cold here. It's a winter season. We have 4 distinct seasons, and spring and summer are the best for growing plants where I live, but even at that, sometimes in the summer it gets way too hot here for some of my plants. So it just kind of depends, like trying to emulate that natural environment for your plants is really, really hard. But you gotta remember, like, a lot of them are going to continue growing throughout what we would consider the dormant period because they don't know that it's a change in temperature. If they live inside where it's warm and you have grow lights or natural light or whatever your light is, and it feels like their growing season, they are going to continue growing. And that's really interesting because some plants have specific growing seasons. Like some plants grow in the winter, some plants grow in the summer, and they will only grow during those seasons. Other plants, you can kind of trick them, like I said, and they'll grow all year round or pretty close to all year round. I think most plants, in my experience, go through stages. Like they'll stop growing for a little bit and they'll, take a break or not put out as much foliage or whatever. And then there's explosive seasons where they just like pound out growth day after day after day. And then there's times where they just grow moderately and they put out new growth all the time. And a really good example of that is my jungle boogie. I don't know if you can see it from down here, but it's up there. And I have had it for probably pretty close to a year now. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but probably pretty close to a year. And it puts out new leaves all the time. Like it doesn't necessarily like push out full new leaves every day because it's a philodendron, they have to go through the sheath and like it's a big thing, but they grow like all year round. I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Plants just do what they want to do. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been playing with this dirt the whole time. There's no point in me mumbling and rambling anymore. That's pretty much it, folks. If you enjoyed this video and you have anything to say or any love to share, please excuse the click-clacking in the background, by the way. My partner is on his computer. And if you have anything to say or love to share, drop it down below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to hang out with me more often, oh, I just found a pine cone in the soil. See, I would have never found that if I wasn't playing with it this whole time. That's so cute. It's a mini pine cone too. It's small. I got off track. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to hang out with me more often, hit subscribe, and until next time, take care of yourself, enjoy your plants, and I'll see you later.